November 26, 2004. The Delaware River turned black. A massive oil tanker, the Athos I, struck a large, uncharted anchor in the Delaware River, tearing open its hull. Within hours, more than 260,000 gallons of heavy crude spread across the current, drifting toward one of America's nuclear power plants. For 11 days, Salem Nuclear Station shut down, not from storms or earthquakes, but from a tide of pollution carried by nature itself. The spill began near Paulsboro, New Jersey, but its effects reached across 4 states. Oil contaminated 280 miles of shoreline, disrupting industries, fishing grounds, and riverfront communities. Strong tides pulled the slick downstream, making containment nearly impossible. Marshes and wetlands, critical nurseries for fish and birds, were drowned in oil. Vegetation withered, suffocating the base of the river's food web. Years of ecological balance were undone in a matter of days. Thousands of birds were affected by the Athos spill, including ducks, geese, gulls, and shorebirds along the Delaware River. Oil coated their feathers, stripping away waterproofing and insulation. Many lost the ability to fly, float, or keep warm. Rescue teams worked to save as many as possible, but mortality was widespread. The spill left a lasting impact on bird populations in the region. Crabs, oysters, and fish, cornerstones of the Delaware's fisheries, were poisoned. Oil coated spawning grounds and suffocated bottom habitats. Generations of aquatic life bore the scars of this spill. Downstream, Salem Nuclear Power Station depended on river water for cooling. If thick oil clogged its intakes, the reactors could be compromised. To prevent disaster, operators made the hard decision: shut down both reactors. For 11 tense days, both reactors at Salem Nuclear Power Station remained offline. Operators and engineers stood watch at the massive cooling intakes, ready to act if even the smallest trace of oil entered the system. The stakes were high. If crude oil clogged the cooling pumps, the reactor's safety could be compromised. Although the reactors were offline, essential systems stayed powered through grid connections and backup generators, keeping the plant stable and secure during the shutdown. Meanwhile, the Coast Guard, NOAA, and cleanup crews worked day and night on the river. Floating booms were stretched across channels. Skimmers sucked oil from the surface. Shoreline surveys checked for contamination spreading into marshes and wetlands. Every tide cycle brought new uncertainty. Would the oil drift closer to the plant, or would containment hold? Much of the oil sank below the surface, sticking to sediments and poisoning habitats for years. Even after surface cleanup, toxic residues continued to leach into the ecosystem. The river carried the scars long after the headlines faded. NOAA's Office of Response and Restoration quickly deployed scientists to forecast currents and track the oil's path. From November 2004 through May 2005, they surveyed 280 miles of shoreline. They guided cleanup crews and assessed natural resource damage. In 2010, NOAA and federal trustees secured a $27.5 million settlement. The funds supported 10 restoration projects, rebuilding wetlands, restoring oyster reefs, replanting vegetation, and improving public access to the river. Years later, those projects still shape the Delaware's recovery. The Athos disaster revealed that nuclear plants are not only vulnerable to nature's forces, but also to pollution that rides its currents. The Delaware River became both victim and weapon. It proved that energy security and environmental safety are inseparable. For Salem, the shutdown lasted just 11 days. But for the Delaware River, recovery stretched into years. Oil doesn't simply disappear. It sinks, it lingers, it reshapes the balance of life beneath the surface. The Athos spill proved that when pollution rides nature's currents, the damage outlives the headlines. Technology can restart, but nature must carry the weight for generations. The shutdown in our next episode wasn't caused by oil or earthquakes. This time, it was snow and ice. In 2013 and again in 2015, powerful blizzards battered Massachusetts. These storms would knock out off-site power to the Pilgrim Nuclear Power Station.